YouTube no be easy. Should be YouTube no be easy, but I love it. I genuinely love doing it. Hi wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about the Christian faith, health, money and lifestyle. So today we just entered 1 year of being on YouTube, and I just want to share my experience thus far, but also share some valuable things that are so important to other content creators. I know I'm not the ones with millions of subscribers, but if you put these things in place now, when you do hit 1 million subscribers, you are set. First things first is you need to go into this YouTube thing as a business. Like, doing it as a hobby is too much work. It is way too much work as a hobby. The time to get ready, film a video, edit the video, upload the video, promote the video, comment on other people's videos, share your content with others, link with other YouTubers. You get the drift. It's too much of a hard job to consider it as just a hobby or something you do on the side. Even though it may be something you do on the side, eventually you want it to build itself up and make you some money. Let's not lie. We all want to make some YouTube money, some YouTube coin, some YouTube change. We all want some. But the truth is, something that really shook me up recently was the fact that a young YouTuber content creator passing away and her baby, and the shock of knowing that today you're here and then tomorrow you're gone. Like the Bible says, like, tomorrow's not promised. To see it happen before our eyes really shook me up. And especially those of us who are in the maybe influencer, content creating video vloggers niche or industry. It's not like having a job where it's not like you've got your pension set out already for you, you've got your pay, you know what you're going to get, everything's certain. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're a content creator, when you're an influencer, each day is different. And that's something I love about being an influencer and a content creator, but also means each day is different. Meaning you may get paid today, you may not get paid for another 2 weeks. So you need to have things in check and in place. So what I do want to share are a few things beyond maybe creating videos itself that you need to put in place for yourself as an entrepreneur and as a content creator and influencer. So first thing is, you need to have life insurance. You need to have life insurance. Even though we're content creators, we can get sick too. You want to get critical sickness policies and take those out. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but just seeing how today you're here, tomorrow you're gone. And people, do you know how expensive it is to bury somebody? Can we afford to die is the question. I can't afford to die right now. If I died, how are my family and friends going to pay for my funeral? So these are things to really consider. I know I started this video very dark and miserable, but it's important. Get yourself life insurance. Your life is valuable, and if anything was to happen to you, you need to have a backup plan. So that's the first thing to consider. You don't want to be in a position where your family have no other option but to do a GoFundMe in order to be able to bury you in a nice way. And it's so sad, but I don't want that to be my portion, and I don't want that to be your portion. Second thing about being a content creator or an influencer is capitalize on your audience. Even though we may be using these platforms to build our brands, to build our businesses, we need to have something that's our own. If you have a name, for example, if you have a name that's well known, you better go and buy that domain because someone else is going to buy it and sell it to you. You need to have your own .com to yourself so that you can repurpose your content. Even though we have YouTube, which is amazing, we have Instagram, which is amazing, that's borrowed platforms. They can change just like that. Just like that. You need to have your .com. So go buy your .com, and you need to create an email list. If you see the link below, I have an email list where you can join. If I have something personally that's happening, I can send it out to my audience, not YouTube's audience that has my name on it. If you've got 100,000 followers and then YouTube changes something, tomorrow your audience are gone. That's you finished. But if you've got your own email list, that even if something happens on these platforms that we're using, you've got something to call your own. Information and data is the most valuable commodity in modern society. So think about creating an email list, asking your audience when you create a video, guys, join my email list. I may send you freebies, giveaways. So join my email list, because these platforms that we're on, even though that's what brings us business, they are borrowed real estate, as Americans will call it, is borrowed property. So that's something to really consider. Buy your .com for your name and your brand, and create an email list so that you have your audience and you can capitalize on what's yours. Because people watch the content not because of YouTube, they watch it because of you and because of me. I hope you're watching because of me. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. If it's your first time here, subscribe. Subscribe. But that's something to really consider. The next thing is to have a pension. We don't work in the traditional way of working for a company and then they take a percentage of our pay, put it towards a pension for us. We need to do it for ourselves. Getting a financial advisor to help us set ourselves our pension. In the first generation of online content creator influencer work, but eventually we're gonna hit the 60-year-olds, we're gonna hit the 70-year-old, and we need to have something, because there's always people coming after us, and there is a time limit. Like athletes, there's a time limit to your career. With content creating, there's a time limit to our career. So you always need to have an alternative or a backup plan for when you do retire. You may not stop making videos when you're 70, or you may be tired of making videos when you're 70, and people who are 70 may not be watching your content. And you just need to have an alternative. So have a pension in place. The next thing to consider is building systems. Building systems that someone else can slot into, especially when you're new to content creating, building a business. You do everything yourself. I still do everything for myself. But if I wanted to bring somebody in, I use Asana, that's my platform, project management software. I use Asana. I use the free one. That's what I use. So every video I film, I have a list of them. Just have systems in place so that you can bring other people into it, because you have to have a vision beyond sitting in front of a camera and creating content. There needs to be a build up to what you really want to do in life. Not to say content creating is not enough. Having an access and a system for your business and your content creation as an influencer is vital, because eventually you might hire an assistant, you might hire an editor, you might hire a manager who can slot into these places a lot easier. But setting the right foundation is what you need. And finally, invest. Once that money starts coming in, it does take time to make the money, but once it starts coming in, it starts coming. But it doesn't last forever, because you're always having to provide a service in exchange for money. So for example, working with brands, you may work with one brand, doesn't mean you'll work with them tomorrow. So it's always important to invest in things. Someone who's really good at this is Patricia Bright. She's invested in properties, she's invested in stocks and shares, so that beyond her having to work, she's still building passive income. So do consider these things. Please. I know it's my 1 year YouTube experience, but this is something I wanted to share with you guys as well. And I just wanted to say, YouTube no be easy. Should be YouTube no be easy, but I love it. I genuinely love doing it. And if you have anything in you that wants to do YouTube, jump on it. Do it. If you want to create video content, do it. And another thing is, whatever you do already, especially those who have businesses, just film it. Film it, because you want to create another avenue of generating income. Film what you already do. If you're making arts and crafts, film you doing it. If you're cooking, film yourself doing it. So in everything you do, film it, because we're living in a technology and information era where that's where the money's at. Teaching others what you know already. That's where the money's at. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and put your notification button on. Thank you. Love ya.